Hello, everyone. Welcome back to GameStack Podcast right here on We Just Love Games Network. I am your co-host, Vandertron. Joining me this evening is Shalene as well. Hello, Shalene.
Hello, hello.
How are you, darling?
How are you doing? I feel
I
like I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Well, I talked to you last Friday. We were here doing
It's
another
been
episode
since
of
then, huh?
GameStack. I know many of you are expecting an episode of that Fallout show, but a certain someone has decided that they need to attend a wedding instead. That certain someone
I
is
just
not
hope it
here.
doesn't end with the bride in a blood-stained wedding gown with a bandolier of bullets across her chest. Here's hoping.
Yeah, a certain someone. Their name rhymes with tick. Speaking of blood,
Schmick
sorry.
McSchmick.
Schmick McSchmick. That's, yeah. How are you doing, Shalene?
I am utterly exhausted. I am so tired and I'm low level just cranky.
Mm-hmm.
I am a little cranky.
Mm.
I would say that I'm hangry, but I did have dinner just before the show.
What'd you have for
So, but
dinner?
it's the same type of angriness as hangry. I had chilies. I had a Southwest egg roll and some chicken tendies with a thing of a corn on the cob.
Chicken tendies.
Yeah, they were so good. They were delicious.
So you're satiated, but you're still bitchy.
Yeah, I'm not hangry, but I
Okay.
have the mood of hangriness, like the
Mm.
essence of hangriness.
Mm. Mm.
Um, I'm just real cranky right now.
Mm.
So get ready, folks. This is gonna be better than the NyQuil episode.
The NyQuil episode. Oh boy, we're live,
I
and
actually
Shalene
don't
is
have
filled with chicken fingers. Yes, welcome to
chicken
GameStack.
fingers and spunk.
You are listening to that should be the title of the show, but you are listening to episode 186, Que les Jeux commencent, which is Let the Games Begin in honor of the Paris 2024 Summer Olympics. Which is sort of a big deal. I don't know if any of you have watched the opening ceremonies, but Celine Dion made a triumphant performance return after 4
That's
years of
wonderful.
not performing and not being able to sing because she has been living with a rare condition known as stiff person syndrome. So, hats off to
That's
Celine
rough.
in being able to get back to her passion. Hopefully, we can see her more on the stage.
I'm glad to hear that. I did hear also that they let Snoop Dogg carry the torch.
I was half expecting him to like quickly light a blunt on the torch as they passed it to him,
That would
but
have been so
I
amazing.
know,
Oh my
right?
gosh, that would have been
I'm
amazing.
willing to
But
bet
he
you
was
that
respectful
the thought did
as
not
soon as the camera turned away.
the thought crossed his mind for sure. Absolutely. There's no way that that man did not hold that torch and think, But each torchbearer does get a torch.
Oh, do
So
they?
at some point, we can
That's really
guarantee
cool.
that old Snoopy's going to light
He's
up
he's
a
yeah.
fat one on that torch.
I love that. I love
Anyway,
that. I
so the
hope
Summer
that they
Games.
continue the Snoop Dogg Olympic commentary. That's my favorite part of the Olympics is when Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
does commentary.
Yeah. Um, so those are some summer games have been kicked off. Speaking of games, we have a whole podcast episode about video games to talk to you about. Don't forget, the show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every purchase of that blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. Don't forget to tell your friends about the show. Get them live here on the chat every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, except right now we are alternating between GameStack and That Fallout Show. Hopefully next week will be an episode of That Fallout Show.
Fingers crossed.
I
Send your
mean,
complaints to Rick.
Shick McSchmick. What did you call him?
Schmick McSchmick, I think
Yes,
was
Schmick McSchmick. Yes, so But tonight we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We are going to cover some news. We're going to talk about the stocks as well. We have, of course, screenshots and stories. I don't think we have any mail, but Shalene and I will take you through our weekly adventures of playing video games as well. And before you do that, Shalene, can you tell the people what's going on in the Discord, how they can join the Discord for the
Okay, first of
WJLG
all,
community?
you can join our We Just Love Games Discord community by clicking the link on our Twitch page over at twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. Alternately, shoot us a message on social media. We'll get you a link. And
Mm-hmm.
the Discord it's a lovely place. There were some photos this week. The RMS Titanic is one of many MVPs of the Discord. And this week he posted these two blue and gold macaws, and they are absolutely magnificent. And I'm sure this is some kind of bird safe food in the dish, but
What?
honestly, it looks like Fruit Loops.
What are we?
So
Where are we looking? Because I walked away. You said something about RT said 13, and then I came back to like bird food.
are the RMS Titanic. Did I say RTZ13?
No, I
I
I
meant to say
was
the
half
RMS
listening.
Titanic, who is one of our MVPs.
Companions? Oh
And
yes.
yeah, in the Companions channel, he has posted these amazing, gorgeous macaws, and I
Hmm.
just love them. And we demand to know their names.
Are these work
And
macaws or are these the hat
there
lady?
are
Are they the hat lady? Maybe.
I think these are personal macaws. They are personal macaws.
Wow.
Um, yeah. His part he the post says that his partner said, "You spent your pay on what?" I told you, two blue and gold macaws.
Wow.
It seems like a sound investment to me, friends.
I
It
mean,
seems like a sound investment to
these things
me.
live for like 30 years, 40 years, don't they? What?
I think they do reach a very advanced age.
I
I'm not
demand to
sure
know
about
what their names
macaws. I
are.
know that many parrots do.
Let's put it up on the B-roll. This is the macaw. I demand to know what their names are, by the way.
They are
I
beautiful
want to
creatures,
know.
just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they're very
I
cute.
don't know a lot about macaws. The RMS Titanic also
Macaw.
posted an amazing millinery, is that how you say it? Hat shop, a fabulous hat shop that is near his new place of employ. And these hats, can I just tell you, these hats brought me so much joy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we know
so
what
much
you
joy.
spent
I
your
can't
payout
even.
on then.
I did admire these hats very much, but I didn't buy them.
Hmm.
But it's been a fun time in the Discord, so definitely hop in there.
Mm-hmm. And how can people join that?
As I said,
Oh, you've already
you can
said.
join that
Never
by
mind.
clicking the link in our
Let's roll into the
on our
news.
Twitch page. I'm sorry, I'm
Rolling
so
into the
tired.
news. And I suspect, Shalene, that your Wi-Fi is a few milliseconds behind mine because we keep talking over each other. So I'm gonna try to not do that for you.
I apologize for that. And yes, my internet is terrible today. Like
Mm.
it's atrocious.
Mm.
So hopefully it lets me continue doing the podcast. Now, this is going to be news adventures today because I really haven't seen any of this news. Poor vendor had to do the show notes all by himself because I demanded like a 30-minute nap when I got home from work.
So it's
But we are
literally
going to,
this just in for you because
yes, this is all news to me. Um, But we're going to start out with this first article. Kit Harington, the Game of Thrones actor for Jon Snow, is promoting a video game. And actually, I'm qualified to talk about this one because I actually watched this ad yesterday.
Oh, nice.
It is a mobile Game of Thrones game. And I'm sorry, the producer was doing something that made me laugh.
Why? What?
It is a mobile Game of Thrones game that has it like a match 3 situation, and then also some kind of strategy. And the ad is just it's very very dramatic. And Kit Harington does the Jon Snow voice, and he's like, we must protect against the threat of the Night King, and et cetera, et cetera. And some lady at a bar just like trounces him and says, "You know nothing, Jon Snow." Uh, it's really funny how dramatic they made this ad, but
Now this is
it seems to
for
have characters from both the new Game of Thrones spin-off show, which I don't think is even new anymore, as well as the original Game of Thrones show. Go ahead.
Kit Harrington looks absolutely fantastic here, by the way.
He is
Um,
a handsome fellow.
Possibly even more handsome than his dirty, scrubby, off the wall self in Game of Thrones. But anyways, what video game is this for, Shalene? Why is Kit Harrington doing a
It
thing for a
is
game?
called it is called Game of Thrones: Legends. And it's a match 3 game that has some strategy
Is it Zynga? It's
elements, some
Zynga.
card and it's a Zynga game. Yeah.
Oh my
Zynga is
gosh.
owned by Take-Two.
Zynga
So
still exists. Okay.
yeah, it looks absolutely terrible. I haven't played it yet, cannot confirm. Looks like a piece of garbage, just complete and utter
I wonder
waste
how
of,
much
of
money
time.
they paid him to do this ad.
I'll bet it was a bunch. I'll bet it
Because
was a
like,
bunch.
well,
And
Zynga, we know Zynga to be one of the most profitable
mhm.
uh video game society companies that are out there, right? Like they make tons of
And
money in
honestly,
mobile
I'm
games.
not mad at him, because if somebody was going to throw a few $1,000,000 at me to promote a shitty mobile game, I am there. Give me a call. Your people talk to my people. So yeah, that's it's on iOS and also Android. It is a free to play title supported by microtransactions, available to download now.
Free to play.
Oh, this
Let's just free to play supported by microtransactions. So it's actually not free to play. It's
I
not
mean, it's free to play,
for the
but
first 10 minutes. And then you
it's
have to watch 10
probably
minutes
going
of
to
ads.
be
So,
well, see, some games are not just predatory with their microtransactions, so maybe this is one of those. I doubt it. I
yeah.
doubt
Yeah.
it. This
I used
also,
to play Fun Run a lot. Fun Run and Fun Run
I
3 a lot
remember,
on my
yeah,
mobile.
I
And it was
remember.
so much fun. We had so much fun playing
Mhm.
it. But then I sort of clocked it and I was watching like over 30 minutes of ads every time I wanted to try to play. Like it was just stupid. It was just
Mm.
ads all the time.
That is
Anyways.
gross. 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, yeah. So anyways,
Ads.
continue.
That's terrible. So this article concludes with some non-video game news. Do you remember they had advertised that Jon Snow might be in another spin-off TV series? And
Was it a
I was excited
George
about
Martin?
that. It was a George R. Martin Game of Thrones spin-off featuring Jon Snow. It was going to take place after the main series. But that this article says that Kit Harrington has confirmed that the show is no longer moving ahead.
Oh,
So that's a little
really?
disappointing to me. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I
I
wonder
really enjoyed
if
that character. He's
I wonder if he's finished writing it or, you know.
oh no. No, no.
Hmm.
He's never gonna finish writing the books, you mean? Like
Yeah,
never.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Never. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. We're gonna wait forever. Um, it's been too long. But while you're waiting for the winds of winter, maybe you might like to play some demos on Steam, huh? And you can now download free demos a little bit easier on
Hmm.
Steam, and you can even review them now, according to this PC Guide article by Jack Goodall. A fresh Steam update has just been rolled out. Ooh, fresh from the steamer. And while you may not think it's anything too mind-blowing, we welcome the changes. Valve has decided to overhaul how free demos work on their popular PC gaming platform, Steam. Um, that is just some great writing there from Mr. Jack Goodall. Thank you. Um, wow, this is terrible. This is a terrible article, you guys. Um,
This is why you're supposed to do
we're
the
scrolling,
news
we're
every week.
scrolling. Yeah, this is
Because I literally
this
just like, oh, this is a good one. Put it in.
Joseph Tao, come back. Come back to
Anyways, if
us,
you want
Joseph
some free
Tao.
demos, you can do that by going to Steam somewhere on Steam. And apparently
Okay, it
now you
looks
can
like
also
game
leave
demos have a
reviews. So,
separate store page. They have a separate store page instead of being on the same page as the final game. So the full store page describes the demo and not the full game.
mm,
And
mm.
so they can be split up and have their own little page. That's what it is. And by having a separate store page, you can review the demo instead of reviewing the whole game. That's interesting.
Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. Next.
Okay, this next one is a big one. We've
Okay.
got, do you remember? Do you remember a few months ago there was a massive strike of SAG-AFTRA?
Yes. Yeah.
Actors were on
Hollywood.
strike.
Hollywood.
It was, yes, Hollywood actors were on strike. It was major. And it was largely over AI,
Mm-hmm.
in that case, I
Mm-hmm.
believe, as well, and not allowing AI to use the likeness of an actor. And now, according to this Kotaku article by Ethan Gack, uh, AI has also prompted a video game voice actors strike. This is the first strike for video game voice actors since 2017, and they are going to strike. Um, they voted to authorize the strike because of the unwillingness of big game companies to guarantee performers the rights over how their work is used in terms of training AI and creating AI generated copies. And roughly 2,600 voice actors and motion capture artists, including Troy Baker from The Last of Us, Jennifer Hale from Mass Effect, Matt Mercer, who was in Tears of the Kingdom, among many other things. They've been working without an interactive media agreement since November of 2022. And the strike will begin on July 26th. That is today. So the strike has already begun as of the time of recording this podcast. So I wish them well. Um, and I really, I think this is a very, very important thing. And these workers deserve to keep their rights, to control how their likeness and their talent is used. What are your thoughts, Bender? You look like you've got some big thoughts here.
You know that monkey with the ching 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 ching? That's what's going on in my head. No,
Oh, gracious.
I don't want studios to be using AI in as a replacement for actors. I think AI has its place in video game development, but not in that area. Um, and modders would be a good place where AI would be handy, but then again, still we're talking about people's intellectual property and rights. Their voices and their likeness is part of that, especially when you're an actor or a performer. So at the end of the
Mhm.
day, I think that people and voice actors who perform in video games um, need to be supported in this strike, and there needs to be regulations and laws in place to protect those individuals, just as you would with any other literary
Mhm.
work, right? So
Absolutely. Absolutely
AI
agree.
AI is evolving way too insanely fast, um, and I don't know if they're actually gonna win that battle. I don't know if we're gonna win that.
I don't either, and I'm a little worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that comment online? I don't remember the exact wording, but it's something to the effect of, we wanted AI to do the menial tasks for us so
Yep.
that we could create art.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, the AI is making art so that we can do our laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like people have missed the point of what we wanted
Mm-hmm.
from AI, from technology,
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
robotics, from all of this. And it's absolutely wild. I I just, there will never be AI that can match the human touch in
Precisely.
artistic
Mm-hmm.
endeavors.
Yeah,
I
because
just don't
it's
believe there ever will
you're
be.
talking about the
And
randomness of human creativity, right?
mhm,
Yeah.
exactly. And I I really send well wishes to all of the striking people. And while I know some of the bigger voice actors probably have had enough success in their careers that they're comfortable, there are probably a lot of actors that are in a less stable financial state, and this will cause difficulties for them. So I
Mm.
hope that this strike resolves quickly and that
Yeah.
the video game companies buckle. I hope they buckle.
It's really odd, I think, that developers or companies, maybe not developers, maybe they don't have a choice. Because I think that a lot of AI that's being used in video game development is driven by budgetary considerations. But I think that, companies are objectively um, taking a worse experience, limiting that limits the reach of the products that they're producing. Like, they're saying, well, we can't afford it, so why not just use AI and screw everyone else, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, most of
Right.
those RPGs that are being created, RPGs for an example, um, they have way too much writing for someone to narrate everything. So I mean, up to now, we've used various algorithms and things like that to be able to randomly generate certain procedural generation, right? And I think that in some instances has ruined or tarnished the video game experience, but in others it has bolstered it in a way.
I fully agree.
And some studios are just simply too small and they don't have the budget to be able to hire huge teams to be able to create amazing games. But we've also seen amazing games
Mhm.
come out of small studios. So I don't want
Yes, that's for
people
sure.
I don't want people to use AI abusively. It has its place, like I said, but there needs to be regulation on it. And you know, I I think it being used in any way possible and people pretending like this is not going to be a problem um is hilariously ignorant. Like it's
Mhm.
AI is going to take over. It's going to take over if we let it.
I would also like to make one further comment on this, and that's that I have seen some posts on social media that are people who seem very outraged that this strike is likely going to cause delays in video game development, that it will likely delay the releases of games that they're looking forward to. And that's absolutely true. But please don't cry about it, you guys. Try to have
Mm-hmm.
some empathy for
Mm-hmm.
these people who just want to protect their ability to continue working. Um, I just that it's short-sighted to there are plenty of things out there to play. You guys just don't act like your game stack is not 87 games deep. Don't act like your Steam library does not equal the GDP of Nicaragua. Um, that's all. That's all I have to say.
Dropping bombs, Shalene.
Dropping bombs, just like a man who sent Nintendo 39 bomb threats, according to this twisted voxel article by Muhammad Ali Bari. And this
Well
gentleman
done.
who has been
Excellent,
sentenced.
excellent segue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I couldn't have done it without you. Couldn't have done it without you there. You set that one up and it just knocked it out there. Um, article. A man who sent Nintendo a total of 39 bomb threats has been sentenced to 1 year in prison. On July 24th, the Kyoto District Court sentenced a 27-year-old city employee from Hitachi City, Ibaraki Prefecture, to prison for sending threatening letters to Nintendo, which led to the cancellation of a game event. Judge Hiroshi Kawakami sentenced him to 1 year in prison with a 4 year suspended sentence, as requested by the prosecution. According to the ruling, from August 22nd to November 29th of 2023, so that is not a very long period of time, the defendant posted messages such as, "We'll make you regret releasing such a crappy game," and "I'll kill everyone involved. Be careful at events with an audience." That's very threatening. A total of 39 times
Wait a minute.
via Nintendo's official website
Wait a minute.
inquiry
Wait
form.
a minute. What was Nintendo doing the first 38 times?
I'm sure they were reporting it,
Like, it's
and
a
it
good
took
thing that
39
it's a
times
good
for it to be
thing.
taken
Good
seriously.
thing they didn't catch him at 40, because that would have, moved into like not cool territory. Like, what?
Well, he sent these threats using the official website inquiry form, and this resulted in the cancellation of a game tournament. In the first trial, a Nintendo employee's statement was read, mentioning the Kyoto Animation arson murder incident came to mind, and it was terrifying. That's true. That is right. That was something we reported on back in the day. That may have even been in the Katie Radio days. And that was terrible, terrible thing.
I don't remember that, but
Judge Kawakami's Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. Judge Kawakami stated that the motive was selfish, fueled by frustration with online game battles and carried out to relieve stress. The act was persistent and malicious. And because you mentioned that you don't remember that, I'm going to go into the next paragraph of this article. For the uninitiated, the Kyoto Animation arson attack took place at Kyoto Animation Studio 1 building in the Fushimi ward of Kyoto, Japan, on the morning of July 18th, 2019. The attack killed 36 people, injured 34 others, and destroyed all of the materials and computers in Studio One.
God.
It's one of Japan's deadliest massacres since World War II, and the deadliest building fire since the 2001 Myojo 56 building fire, and the first massacre at an entertainment company or animation studio. The suspect, who was not an employee of the studio, entered the front door carrying about 40 liters of gasoline, which he used to douse the area and several employees before igniting it. After setting himself on fire while lighting the fuel, the suspect tried to flee but was apprehended by police 100 meters from the building. So, incidents like that are what would cause employees at Nintendo to take these threats seriously.
Well, they obviously,
And
I mean, 39 times. It seems to me
it's
like they didn't
horrible.
take it
It's
seriously at
horrible.
all. But that's just me. Like, maybe 5 times would be pretty severe enough to like
I'm sure the
pursue something.
employees took it seriously,
Yes,
but
that's
the
true.
employees taking it seriously doesn't necessarily mean that law enforcement took it
Yes.
seriously.
Yes,
It
correct.
also doesn't necessarily mean that it was easy to find out who was sending these messages via the
Correct.
uh, online form. So give a little grace to the people involved.
Well said.
The Mario and Rabbids chief, Dave Soliani, leaves Ubisoft after 25 years. And I have a giant ad over my screen and I can't read this article. David Soliani. So this guy is someone who I would trust with just about any sales situation because he convinced Nintendo to give Mario characters guns and let him make a game, mixing them together with Rabbids in the style of XCOM. And somebody who could pull that off is somebody that I respect very, very much. And he also seems to be a very joyful man who loves video games. So I'm sad to hear that he's leaving Ubisoft, but hopeful that he will continue his video game career. In a social media post, the former Ubisoft Milan creative director stated that he left the company to embark on a new adventure, but he did not say what's coming next for him. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is a very successful Nintendo Switch exclusive that fused Nintendo's Mario and Ubisoft's Rabbids franchises in turn-based tactics gameplay. And the 2017 game would eventually be played by over 10 million people, according to Ubisoft. Soliani was thrust into the spotlight after he wept during the Mario plus Rabbids reveal at Ubisoft's E3 2017 showcase. His reaction, which is available online, has gone down as one of the all-time great E3 moments, and the look of pride and relief in seeing that the audience reacted so positively to this reveal. It's just magical. It's just magical. And I think this is a wholesome man who should be protected at all costs. Um, and I wish him well with what he does next. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I mean, 25 years at one company. I mean, first of all, he's probably going to get severance that he can retire on, basically. So whether or not
Possibly, yes.
whether or not he's going to
That's
continue playing video games or making video games or not, I don't know. I kind of suspect that that would be the case because people who really love their job stay in it for as long as possible. Um,
hmm
I'm curious to see where he goes. Yeah, we'll
I
see what
am
happens.
too. I will definitely keep my ear to the ground to see what Mr. Soliani does next. And yeah, nothing but respect. Nothing but
Yeah,
respect.
for anyone else who didn't know him by name, some of the other games that he's worked on that you might come to recognize include GoldenEye 007, Banjo Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, and Perfect Dark.
Lovely.
Hmm.
On the subject of video game creators who are passionate about what they do, Stardew Valley's Concerned Ape has sworn a solemn oath not to charge money for DLC or an update. This is a Games Radar article by Anna Koselki. And yeah, this is pretty great. Eric Concerned Ape Barone promises that he will continue to keep the updates free, just as the previous updates have been. This is a 12-year-old game now, and he's the one-man studio. He did it all by himself since the game's release in 2016. There have been many updates, some small, some big, and each patch has been a free update. He promises it will remain free forever. And I'm going to quote a recent post from the creator. He says, I swear on the honor of my family name, I will never charge money for a DLC or update for as long as I live. He says that fans can hold him to his word if he ever goes back to it and back on it. And I think everyone doubts that he will, but he stated, screen cap this and shame me if I ever violate this oath. I don't know if the sentiment will apply to the future games. He doesn't specify if he means just Stardew Valley or other future games. I know he's working on a game called Haunted Chocolatier, and he states that he feels that he could work on Stardew Valley forever, but there is a point where you have to move on. So I love the drama of stating that he swears on the honor of his family name not to charge for Stardew Valley updates. I love that.
I wish that like politicians would do that. Wait, it wouldn't make any sense, and it wouldn't matter. Never mind. Just forget I said that. But I think an important point is that Stardew Valley, it was not a one person project all the time.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yes, so post
Tell me
1.4
more.
or 1.3 updates, thereafter it became more of a collaborative effort from other individuals and stakeholders. So, I mean,
I didn't
it's
know
his
that. Do you
baby.
happen to know who?
It's his baby. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't realize that there were other creators involved, and I apologize
Mm-hmm.
for insinuating otherwise.
Well, no, I mean it's you're correct in saying that he conceptualized and created the game from scratch by himself.
Mhm.
Um, a testament to, you know, a jack of all trades is a master of none, which is better than a master of one. I think he kind of challenges that a bit by mastering one thing really well. Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea how to segue into this.
Well, speaking
This
of
is a
mastering
Variety
something
article.
really well,
It's a Variety article by Jennifer Mass, and there's a super loud ad playing.
oh, that's good. That's good. I don't hear it, so you're fine.
Can you just take over now?
Yeah,
Because
sure. Yeah, of course. Um, so Amazon Prime Video series brought us all the other Fallout show that we talk about on our sister podcast. It has not officially been renewed by Prime Video for a second season.
It has, yeah.
Jonathan Nolan has now teased that it will be renewed for a second season, and that showrunners will be back on the show to work with Amazon to create some new episodes. Salk and Sanders spoke with Variety after the uh, dust had settled regarding the 62 overall nominations received by Amazon and MGM Studios, including 17 of them for Fallout and 16 for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. But the season 2 can be expected to add to the adaptation. This article is awful. There's nothing here. It's nothing. I'm improvising. Fallout season 2. It's coming. Take it away, Shalene. Next article.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
coming.
terrible.
That's it.
It's like not even.
And
She wrote like 1.5 paragraphs, and the second paragraph is one sentence. I don't.
well, we're gonna
Is this?
move on.
Oh my god, terrible.
So sorry.
No, this is my fault.
So according to this next article, apparently Xbox is making life worse for all of us. This is a GameSpot article by George Yang. Oh, that's not the actual headline. The actual headline is Xbox is exploring ad-based and cloud-exclusive Game Pass tiers.
I was a bit cheeky
No,
when I put this news together.
that does sound like Xbox is making life worse for all of us.
Yeah.
To carry on. So new tiers for Game Pass, including ad-based and cloud exclusive. According to a report from Windows Central, Microsoft is working towards a cloud-only version of Xbox Game Pass that will be cheaper than an ultimate tier subscription. And this tier is focused on users who aren't interested in owning an Xbox console. Subscribers to this tier reportedly would also have the ability to double dip with their games, meaning that they could play via the cloud and be able to own them digitally. As for an ad-based tier, Microsoft is reportedly only exploring that option rather than actively working towards it.
That's what
this
they all
tier would be
say.
aimed at users who yes. This would be aimed at users who don't want to spend money on Game Pass at all, but still want to play the games. Back in 2022, Xbox announced that it would be testing the Game Pass Friends and Family plan in regions like Ireland and Colombia, where up to 4 people could share one Game Pass Ultimate subscription. Unfortunately, this preview was ended after a year, leaving the plan's future unclear. So we'll see if that returns, but I doubt it. Frankly, I doubt it.
Just imagine.
And
Shalene,
some
like,
reason
ads-based service for video games sounds like the worst possible thing in the world. It's terrible. Imagine
dogs and cats living together.
You're getting into the arena. You're about to do the boss fight. You just start blasting, and bam, out of nowhere, how would you like to have a nice fresh Gatorade?
So, like, I'm imagining, I don't know why my mind flashed to Zelda because we're talking about Xbox, but I'm imagining, like, in a Zelda game, when you walk into the boss fight room and the door slams behind you, and Link does that look like, oh no, all shocked, you know?
And there's where your ad is. That's your ad.
That's where the ad is. Yeah, that's where the ad is.
I hate it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm laughing, but I'm actually internally cringing right now. Like I'm having a bit of a crisis moment.
Well, I mean,
have they milked us? Have they not milked us for enough money for DLC, microtransactions, and other paid content that they have to introduce ads?
You know what I'm thinking about right now, Vendor, is all the Monster Energy cans in Death Stranding.
Well, Fortnite just did a thing for the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck is now in
Did
Fortnite.
It?
Yeah.
Gross. We saw a Cybertruck on the way home from work today.
Ugh.
They're so dumb. I just
the dumbest thing.
They look like a movie prop. I can't believe they're real.
Status symbol. Yeah. Anyways.
Microsoft has recently made some changes to Game Pass, including making a new tier called Game Pass Standard and raised the prices of several tiers such as Ultimate and Core. Um, the FTC took notice of these changes and called the new tier a degraded product, as it
Yes.
claims that Microsoft is using its market power post-merger of Activision Blizzard to raise prices.
Mm-hmm. I think that they should come down hard on Microsoft on that. And also give them a few light slams for throwing around the idea of ads-based service.
Yes, yes. Well, you know what's not making life worse for everyone?
Hmm. Tell me.
Fallout London. Fallout London
Oh,
is finally
Fallout
out.
London.
Yes. This is a PC Gamer article by Joshua Woolens, and it can be a little tricky to install, but there are many guides online to get it installed and running. I believe our dear friends over at ASA Podcasting have also posted some
Mm.
helpful tips. After years of development and a last minute delay due to some Bethesda updates, the Fallout 4 mod Fallout London is finally here. This is a
Amazing.
DLC sized undertaking, and they have taken the series post-nuclear setting and transported it over to the UK. And they even enlisted a former Speaker of the House of Commons and Baldur's Gate 3 Astarion voice actor Neil Newbin onto its voice acting crew. So you can add this to your GOG library right now for completely free. Depending on where you own it, it can be a bit difficult to install. And this is due to the Fallout 4 Next Gen patch. So you need a pre-next gen version of Fallout 4 and all of its DLCs for the mod to work. If you own them on GOG, then it's easy as pie. But if you have it on Steam, it is a little more complicated, but you can find some guides online. Uh, it looks good. It's been looking good for a long time. Sulior in the chat states that he's been playing it and loving it, and I've heard pretty much exclusively good things about Fallout London.
Hmm.
I don't know that I will play it. I don't tend to play that many mods anymore. Um, what do you think, Fender? Do you want to check out Fallout London?
I mean, I would love to, but I have no time. I would love to see what they have done. Having walked around the streets of London myself, I think that would be a cool
Mm-hmm.
experience.
That's it for the news.
Oh, okay. Let's roll into stocks. Well, the stock market is off to a good start this week. This is in comparison to our last episode of GameStack podcast last Friday. Sony down $5.51 at 87.32, and Microsoft also down at $425.37, a difference of $11.74. However, Nintendo showed a bit of an improvement, up 10 cents at 13.53. Take Two holding strong at 150.74. EA up $5.08 at 145.28. Tencent closing out $3 richer at $45.56. And Roblox Corp holding strong at $40.51, a difference of 1 cent compared to the previous week. And the video game stock market this week has been quite interesting. Last week, we saw Ubisoft report their first quarter net bookings, which they had a growth of 8.3% year over year, as well as a 12% growth in their sales. Yves Guillemot, the co-founder and chief executive officer, said, "In the selective market, we delivered a solid start to the year with net bookings above the target, reaffirming that we are right on track for what we hope to achieve." Warner Brothers also has bought out Multiversus Studio, Warner Brother Games video game studio, according to a statement from the Campaign to Organize Digital Employees released last Friday, that workers consisting of 241 developers, including artists, engineers, programmers, and designers, have either signed a union authorization card or indicated that they wanted union representation via an online portal. Microsoft has recognized the union. Bethesda Game Studios, which we reported on last week, also producing popular games including Elder Scrolls and Fallout, brought the community to excitement with the announcement of the unionization of Bethesda Game Studios. Um, in addition, the FTC versus Microsoft filing late last week, the Federal Trade Commission sent a letter to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit to alert the court that Microsoft's announced price increases, as Shalene was just saying, to their multi-game subscription and cloud gaming markets are of concern. So this may impact Microsoft's stock in the coming weeks and months. Other companies and stories to watch out for: video game sales fell 1.6% year over year in Europe. GameIndustry.biz reports Nintendo unit sales have dropped 31% year over year in Japan. And Microsoft Xbox has enabled NVIDIA GeForce Now integration for supported games. So that's a good thing. As well, 2,000 fewer customers have paid to play Capcom's Resident Evil 7 on iOS, according to mobilegamer.biz. So that is also playing into Capcom stock as well this week. So keep an eye out on those things for next week. That is the video game stocks. No mail for us, Shalene, this week, but let's talk about what the community is playing. Okay, now we had a GameStack challenge, but I was the only one that submitted to the GameStack challenge. If you can believe that, I actually did the challenge, and we'll get to that in a moment. But this first screenshot comes to us from, let me see, Frankels Konina. And she says, and look how pretty the delve is. She's exploring Westweald, New Zone, and the detail of this game is just fantastic. She's got a glowing goat in the background, which looks very cute, and her character in this red dress with a lacy cape standing in a forest. She also provides, oops.
Ooh.
Oh, things have frozen here.
That's very pretty.
My screenshots and stories have frozen. Hold on. Let's try this again.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
I'm just trying to install Fallout London if anybody needs me.
Well, this is my
Apparently I don't own Fallout 4 on GOG.
This is my GameStack challenge submission, which was Arid. I hopped into Arid, and I played Arid for a little bit.
Tell me about Arid. What is that?
So Arid is
What is Arid?
It's an open world sort of survival game that how do I explain it? Basically, you are exploring like abandoned mining networks, and you have to evade the sun and survive the arid desert, so to speak. It's really good, actually. Yeah. Sorry for the people on the podcast, but my screenshot. Oh, there, it's crashed. So let's try to load it up again. There we go. Can you see that now? Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
This is our first screenshot.
I can see it. I don't know if the people can see it.
Yes, I have the B-roll up. This is Alex's screenshot, and she says, I'm a bird, I'm a plane, I'm a glitched druid in moonkin form. This must be World of Warcraft, maybe? Perhaps? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And then this brilliant photo of, can you guess what this is, Shalene?
This is terrible because my internet's bad. I can kind of see like a pink Barbie car.
Pink Barbie car. You're right. It's Forza
It's
Horizon
probably like a Forza
4
or something.
Yes,
I don't
correct. know. Schneewolf has posted this. If I can't visit Edinburgh in real life, I'll at least visit it in game. I recently bought Forza Horizon 4 on its delisting sale, and it's still quite pretty and lots of fun. I have to sneeze. Or I don't have to sneeze. That's fine.
Okay.
And then we have this one from Frankel's Konina. Fishing with random players in Artyom, a mysterious island that is not quite on Nirn in Tamriel, Elder Scrolls Online. It was pretty and relaxing, and this is an awesome picture. She's overlooking an ocean, and there's like rock formations, and the sun is just beating down on them. They have a dog, and they look like they're going to be spearing some things, but they also have their fishing rods out. Looks good. Looks real good. And then this follow up image from Franco's Konina about Westweald, which is an image of a lumber mill. Would you just look at the detail of this lumber mill? It is fantastic. Whoever built
I would love to
this.
look at the detail, but this has got about 2 pixels in it for me.
Yeah, it's okay. I apologize. Anyways, that's screenshots and stories. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the screen share so that Shalene's internet can get a little bit better, and we'll continue on with the show. Yeah.
And it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do we have next? Oh, our gameplay. So, as you know, I've been playing Animal Crossing. Every morning I get up, I have my coffee, and I play a little bit of Animal Crossing. I say good morning to all of my villagers. And you know the Ugnaughts in Mandalorian? I have spoken.
Yes.
Well, okay,
Yes.
you know how the villagers sometimes they come up to you and they're like, "Hey, I think I need a new like call or a new name for you or a new like greeting."
Yeah.
And so
Like a new
yes,
catchphrase.
Anchovy comes up to me and he asks me this, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I got it. I have spoken. So Anchovy's new catchphrase is I have spoken. So this morning he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, good morning, vendor. Isn't it such a beautiful day on this wonderful island? Oh, by the way, I really love your shirt. I've spoken." And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. And it's just the best thing ever.
Oh my gosh, I love that so
It's so
much.
good. I'm trying to think of really good
That is
greetings that are
brilliant.
like, yeah. So, anyways, Animal Crossing. I've also been playing a bit of Tears of the Kingdom. I have now made my way into the Gerudo Desert, and I'm helping Ruji, Princess Ruji or Lady Ruji, in Gerudo Town fight off the bad Gibdo ghosty dudes, which are kind of cool. Hopefully, that's not game breaking for you. But yeah, I love Gerudo Town. It is one of my favorite areas in the whole Legend of Zelda map for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I just love that desert.
Hmm.
It's fantastic. So that's really all I've been playing. I played a little bit of American Truck Simulator and ETS2 as well. But yeah, I just haven't had a lot of time this week. I've been writing a resume for the first time in 10 years, which is a
Oh,
very,
really?
very scary experience, um, to
That's
try
a
to
stressful thing to do.
sum up 10 years of work in 2 pages. But yeah. Anyways,
Hmm.
that's what I've been playing. What have
Absolutely.
you been up to, Shalene?
Actually, very little. I have started a new job recently, as I've mentioned before on the podcast, and I have been so busy and so stressed. And Archon also started a new job,
Oh,
so he's also
really?
been very busy and very stressed.
Ooh.
And we've both been very tired. So
Mm.
we get home and we collapse. We're lucky if we have some dinner first. It's been a rough week for us. But I did play a little bit of Fallout 76, trying to keep up with the homework. I'm getting close to rank 100 in the Fallout season. I also booted up Pokemon Go for the first time in a long time. And I'm kind of feeling the itch to get back into
Oh,
that.
really?
Uh I was, yeah, I think I've talked before about how my boss is like my cool millennial boss,
Yes.
and he plays video games,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks in video game metaphors and
And
stuff.
you're
Like, it's
like, I know exactly
fantastic.
what you're saying. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, so we can relate on video games. And um we were talking about how Animal Crossing is like a comfort game for me, and for him,
Mm-hmm.
a comfort game is Pokemon. And I was like, man, do you remember the summer of Pokemon Go? And we were just like, yeah,
Oh, summer
nothing
of
was wrong
Pokemon Go.
back then.
Nothing
Pokemon
was
Go
wrong.
was wonderful.
That'll be the
And
new
like
that is the new GameStack challenge. Post a screenshot of your comfort game.
that is a good one. Yeah.
Hmm.
And we kind of like looked at each other and like opened Pokemon Go.
That's so funny.
And it turns out my workplace is a Pokemon gym. So we each
Of course it
installed
is.
a Pokemon in the gym. He's on Team Mystic, thank goodness, so we can continue to be friends. Um, but yeah, it's I Pokemon is very different. Pokemon Go is very, very different than the last time that I played it.
Gosh, I wish I
It's
had
been
colleagues that I could
a
play
long
games with.
time.
That would be so
Yeah.
nice.
So
Hmm.
but that's it. I'm hopeful to make some time to play games this week. Um I would very much like to. I miss video games.
Please do. Please
So
do. Yeah.
yeah, but that's it. That's really all I've got.
Hmm. Well, that's pretty much a show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every purchase of that blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. You can also email us at info@wejustlovegames.com. You can send us some mail by posting in the mail stack channel in the Discord. You can find us on Twitter at We Just Love Games, Shalene at Shalene L, myself at Vendertron N. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/We Just Love Games. We're also on Discord, our chat after dark. That's usually where everything about the show and the community happens. So get in there. You can join our Discord by navigating to the About page on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. The link is right there. And that's also where we record live every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for that Fallout show and also GameStack. We're on YouTube, iTunes, iHeart, Apple, and Spotify. Please like, subscribe, and review the show. Oh, and by the way, Shalene, did you know? We forgot to report on this. It's big news. Big news. Oh gosh, where is it? Um, GameStack is rated in the top 1.5% globally by Listen
Ooh.
Notes, whatever that means. Listen Notes, a
Listen
podcast.
Notes, the esteemed Listen Notes,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
not to be confused with Cliff's Notes
mm-hmm.
or Spark
We
Notes.
also have a
Listen
listen. We also have a
Notes.
listen score of 41. So a listen score is a metric that shows the
Mm.
estimated popularity of a podcast, comparing to other RSS-based public podcasts in the world on a scale of 0 to 100. The higher the number, the
No,
more
plainly,
popular.
that's on a scale of like 0 to 45, right?
Yeah. I mean, 39.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, scale
Hmm.
of 0 to 39. We're a 40. We're
Yes, plainly,
41. Yeah.
obviously.
Anyways, check out the show. We love that you join us live on a Friday, but that's okay. If you miss it, join us on our recordings when we post it, when Shalene gets around to posting it. Yes. Thank you all for listening. And our last word, Shalene.
He had the emotional intelligence of a person.